Hey guys, what is up? It is Jay, and today I am doing the Get to Know Ya book tag, and like the title suggests, I think this will probably be a good way for you guys to get to know me a little bit more. I was tagged by A Booktube Book. I will leave a link to her channel down below, as well as the original tag. So this tag has 12 questions, and I already know I'm probably going to have multiple answers per question because I am horrible at decision making. So let's just get right into the questions. Question 1 is, what is your favorite book? Now my favorite book kind of changes because, I mean, who has room for just one favorite book? But for those of you who have watched a few of my videos, I'm probably going to sound like a broken record, because The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss is one of my favorite books, and I mention this in a lot of my videos. And when I say The Name of the Wind, I kind of just mean the series in general, because I'm coming to the end of the second book right now, and I think I almost like it more than the first one, if that's even possible. But I thought I would mention a few of my other favorites as well. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline is one of my favorite books, and I don't mention it enough on my channel, because this book is fantastic, and I want to reread it again soon. Also, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie is one of my favorite books. This is a classic, as you all know, and I love it so much. Question 2 is, what was your favorite book 5 years ago? That's kind of an odd question, but I am 20 years old, so, well, actually, no, I'm 21 on the 14th of July, so we'll go with 21. So, 5 years ago, I would have been 16 years old. So when I was 16, I would have been in high school, and I remember I first started reading the Legend of Driss series by R.A. Salvatore. This is just one of the random books I picked off my shelf. That series is still one of my favorite series now, but it was definitely my favorite through high school. I actually still haven't finished all the books in the series to this day, but in my defense, it is a very long series. And I think also when I was 16, that was when I read the Night Angel trilogy, and this is still one of my favorite series as well. Question 3 is, what is your favorite duology, trilogy, or series? And I've kind of already been answering this question, but I do have a lot of other favorites. The Lord of the Rings is definitely one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and same with A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. This is one of my favorite series. I just really wish that I read it when I was a little bit younger, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Question 4 is, what was the last book you read? And the last book I finished was A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab, and I really enjoyed it. I just kind of wish the series didn't end here. And the book that I was just reading like 5 minutes ago and I just put down is Because You Love to Hate Me. This actually just came out today. Question 5 is, what was the last book of poetry you read? And it's kind of funny because I don't read that much poetry, even though I really enjoy writing poems. But the last book of poetry that I read was the collected works of Billy the Kid by Michael Ondaatje. It is a very gritty poetry collection, and I would definitely recommend it if you are interested in this sort of thing. Question 6 is, what book has most influenced your life? And for me, I'm a Christian, so I definitely have to go with the Bible, as that has influenced my life immensely and how I live my life. But for like a series that has influenced my reading habits and my favorite genre, that would probably have to be the Del Toro Quest books by Emily Rada. I remember reading the series in elementary school, and it definitely was like the start of my love for fantasy. I would take these books out from the library and I would reread them so many times, and I really have to read them again because I want to see if they hold up. I definitely think they do because I remember them just being so fun. And then also on the same note, The Hobbit has been a big influence for my love for fantasy as well. Question 7, a book that made you ugly cry. Now there isn't many books that have actually made me like full-on cry, but A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, that was a very sad book, and it is an excellent book. I would definitely recommend reading it, but I got pretty watery-eyed. Now, you may have watched the movie. I actually haven't watched the movie yet, but if you haven't read the book, you should definitely read the book. It is just fantastic. Question 8 is, a book that made you laugh, and I'm gonna have to mention Patrick Rothfuss again, because The Wise Man's Fear, near the beginning, there was like a ton of funny parts that actually really made me laugh. And also The Martian by Andy Weir. This one is really funny as well. Question 9 is, a character you would like to be for a day, and this was actually kind of hard to think of, because like most characters I love, they're always in constant danger, but I keep coming back to Middle Earth, because Middle Earth is the place to be. And so I think I would want to be Frodo, but before Frodo went on his big adventure, so when he was just in Hobbiton, I would just love to be a hobbit, and to relax in Hobbiton, maybe hang out with Pippin and Merry and Sam, and just eat food. That's the life. And if I can only do it for a day, then that's where I would want to be. And if not, then I would like to be Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. And technically, this is a book. It would be pretty chill just to hang out with some Pokemon for a day, unless they look realistic, because that would be kind of creepy. Question 10 is, a book that was so good that you dreamt about it.
Have you ever had a dream?
Now let me say this. I have a lot of weird dreams. And you might remember these bone graphic novels. Well, I remember in elementary school, I had a dream where I was walking through the forest, and I came across one of those weird rat creatures in this book, and he was like following me through the woods, and he was talking about making me into a quiche.
I don't know, I have a lot of weird dreams.
Question 11 is, a book you DNF'd, and there's not many books that I don't finish. Like, usually I end up putting them down and then reading them months later, but I know there's been a few that have just been so bad that I had to stop reading them. Now, this book isn't one of those. This is a book that I DNF'd. I don't really know why. I think I just got distracted by a different book. But that is The Thief Lord by Cornelia Funk. This is definitely a book that I want to go back to and read. Question 12 is, what books are you most excited to read? And right now, I am most excited to read the Mistborn series. And I'm actually doing a read-along for the Mistborn series in my Goodreads group, which I will link down below if you want to join. Alright, so now I'm going to take some people. I'm going to take Brandon the Book Addict, Clara Reads Books, Elliot Brooks, and Page by Page. Of course, I will leave a link to all of their channels below. You guys should definitely check out their channels, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video.